Ladies and gentlemen, change is one of the few constants in life. No matter where we come from or what we do, we all experience change in different ways. Some welcome it with open arms, while others resist it, fearing the uncertainty it brings. But the truth is, change is neither good nor bad on its own. It is our mindset that determines whether we see it as an obstacle or an opportunity. The way people perceive change has a powerful impact on how they experience it. Some see change as a threat, something that disrupts stability and creates uncertainty. Others see it as a challenge, an opportunity for growth, learning, and transformation. The difference between these perspectives is not based on the nature of change itself but on the mindset with which it is approached. How a person thinks about change determines whether they resist it or embrace it, whether they struggle with it or use it to their advantage. While change is inevitable, the response to it is a choice, and that choice begins with mindset. People who see change as a threat often experience fear, stress, and frustration when faced with uncertainty. They focus on what they might lose rather than what they could gain. This reaction is natural because the human brain is wired for stability and predictability. When things shift, it triggers a sense of danger, making people want to hold on to what feels familiar. This resistance can be seen in many areas of life. Employees who resist changes in the workplace may find themselves struggling as new systems are implemented. Individuals who refuse to adapt to personal changes may feel stuck, unable to move forward. The fear of change is not just about the unknown, it is about the belief that something worse is coming. This negative perception makes it difficult to see possibilities and solutions, creating unnecessary stress and limiting personal and professional growth. On the other hand, those who see change as a challenge approach it with curiosity, resilience, and adaptability. They recognize that change is not always easy, but they believe it is an opportunity to learn and evolve. When faced with uncertainty, they do not immediately assume the worst. Instead, they ask, "What can I learn from this? How can I grow? What opportunities might come from this situation?" This mindset allows them to stay flexible, open to new ideas, and willing to explore different paths. Rather than resisting change, they focus on navigating it in a way that benefits them. Even in difficult situations, they understand that every challenge carries the potential for progress. They do not allow fear to control their decisions, which gives them a greater sense of control over their future. One of the most significant factors in developing a mindset that embraces change is self-awareness. People who understand their natural reactions to change can actively work to shift their perspective. Instead of allowing fear to dictate their response, they can train themselves to focus on possibilities rather than obstacles. This shifting thinking does not mean ignoring difficulties or pretending that change is always easy. It means recognizing that challenges are part of life and that the way they are approached makes all the difference. Developing a growth-oriented mindset requires effort, but it is a skill that can be strengthened over time. The most successful individuals in any field are those who have mastered this mindset. They do not shy away from change, they welcome it as a necessary part of progress. Entrepreneurs who build successful businesses often do so because they are willing to adapt to shifting markets and evolving consumer needs. Athletes who reach the highest levels of competition do so because they push through challenges and setbacks, using them as motivation to improve. Artists, scientists, and innovators throughout history have embraced change as the driving force behind discovery and creativity. They understand that without change, there is no advancement. Mindset also plays a crucial role in how people handle failure. Those who fear change often see failure as a confirmation of their worst fears. They interpret setbacks as signs that they should not have taken risks in the first place. In contrast, those with a mindset that embraces change see failure as a learning experience. They understand that mistakes are not the end of the journey but part of the process. Every setback provides valuable lessons that contribute to future success. This perspective keeps them moving forward, even when things do not go as planned. They are not discouraged by challenges because they believe in their ability to adapt and improve. Another important aspect of mindset is the ability to let go of control. Many people resist change because they feel more comfortable when they can predict outcomes. However, life is unpredictable, and no one can control everything. Those who navigate change successfully are not the ones who try to prevent it but the ones who learn how to work with it. They understand that flexibility is more valuable than control. When one path is no longer an option, they find another. When circumstances shift unexpectedly, they adjust rather than resist. This ability to adapt is what allows them to continue growing, regardless of external challenges. Mindset also affects relationships and communication. People who fear change often struggle in their interactions with others because they resist new ideas and perspectives. They may become defensive or unwilling to compromise. In contrast, those who embrace change are more open-minded, making them better at resolving conflicts, collaborating, and building strong connections. They are willing to listen, learn, and adjust their views when necessary. This flexibility allows them to navigate personal and professional relationships more effectively. They do not see change as something that threatens stability but as something that can strengthen connections and create new opportunities for understanding. Ultimately, mindset is the foundation for how people experience change. While no one can completely eliminate uncertainty from life, everyone has the power to choose how they respond to it. Those who resist change out of fear often feel stuck and frustrated, while those who see it as a challenge find ways to grow and succeed. Developing a mindset that welcomes change is not about ignoring difficulties, it is about recognizing the potential within them. By shifting focus from fear to possibility, from loss to opportunity, and from resistance to adaptability, anyone can turn change into a powerful force for growth. The way change is perceived determines whether it becomes a burden or a stepping stone. With the right mindset, change is not something to fear but something to embrace. Life is constantly shifting, and the ability to adapt is one of the most valuable skills a person can develop. Change is inevitable, and those who resist it often find themselves struggling while those who embrace it thrive. Success is not about avoiding change but about learning how to navigate it effectively. The most successful individuals, businesses, and societies are those that remain flexible, open-minded, and willing to adjust when circumstances demand it. Adaptability is not just about survival, it is about growth, progress, and the ability to seize opportunities that might otherwise be missed. Throughout history, those who have embraced change have been the ones to leave a lasting impact. The world is full of examples of people and organizations that failed simply because they refused to evolve. Blockbuster was once a giant in the video rental industry, yet its unwillingness to adapt to the rise of digital streaming led to its downfall. On the other hand, companies like Netflix, which recognized the shift in consumer behavior and quickly adapted, became industry leaders. This pattern is not limited to businesses, it applies to individuals as well. Those who remain rigid in their thinking, who cling to old methods out of fear or stubbornness, often find themselves left behind as the world moves forward. Adaptability requires a mindset shift. Instead of seeing change as a threat, it must be viewed as an opportunity. Every unexpected challenge brings the chance to learn something new, to develop new skills, and to gain experiences that would not have been possible otherwise. The most successful people are those who see obstacles as stepping stones rather than roadblocks. They are willing to try new approaches, take calculated risks, and remain open to the possibility that the best way forward might not be the one they originally planned. One of the greatest advantages of adaptability is resilience. Life is unpredictable, and setbacks are inevitable. No one can control everything, but those who are adaptable do not let difficulties define them. Instead of seeing failure as the end, they see it as a lesson. They adjust, make necessary changes, and keep moving forward. This resilience is what separates those who succeed from those who give up. Many of the world's most influential figures faced significant challenges before achieving success. Thomas Edison famously failed thousands of times before perfecting the light bulb. If he had been unwilling to adapt, he would have abandoned his efforts early on, and the world might have been a very different place. Being adaptable also means being open to new perspectives. In a world that is constantly evolving, clinging to outdated ways of thinking can be a major disadvantage. Those who succeed are those who are willing to listen, learn, and embrace new ideas. The most effective leaders, for example, are not those who impose rigid rules but those who understand that different situations require different approaches. They recognize that what worked yesterday may not work tomorrow and that the best solutions often come from thinking creatively and being willing to change course when necessary. Adaptability is not just important in business and leadership, it is crucial in everyday life. Relationships, careers, and personal goals all require a level of flexibility. People who struggle with change often find themselves frustrated when things do not go exactly as planned. Those who are adaptable, however, are able to navigate unexpected challenges with a sense of confidence. Instead of resisting what they cannot control, they focus on what they can control as their attitude, their decisions, and their willingness to adjust when needed. One of the biggest barriers to adaptability is fear. Many people resist change because they are afraid of the unknown. They worry about failure, about making the wrong decision, or about losing something familiar. However, fear should not be a reason to avoid change, it should be a motivation to prepare for it. Adaptable individuals do not ignore fear, they acknowledge it and move forward anyway. They understand that uncertainty is a part of life and that staying flexible allows them to handle whatever comes their way. Developing adaptability is a skill that takes practice. It requires self-awareness, the ability to recognize when change is needed, and the willingness to take action. It means being open to feedback, learning from mistakes, and continuously seeking new knowledge. The world does not stand still, and those who are willing to evolve with it will always have an advantage. Success is not about having a rigid plan that never changes, it is about being able to adjust the plan when circumstances require it. When looking at the most successful people in any field, one thing becomes clear: they are not necessarily the smartest or the most talented, but they are the ones who are willing to adapt. They embrace challenges, learn from failures, and remain flexible in their approach. In contrast, those who resist change often find themselves stuck, unable to move forward because they are unwilling to let go of what is familiar. Adaptability is the key to not only surviving change but thriving in it. It is the ability to turn challenges into opportunities, to learn from every experience, and to remain open to new possibilities. Those who master this skill will find that no matter what life throws their way, they have the tools to navigate it successfully. Fear is a natural human response, especially when faced with change. People often resist change because it brings uncertainty, making them feel vulnerable and insecure. This fear keeps them within their comfort zones, where everything feels predictable and safe. However, the reality is that true growth happens when we step outside of the familiar space and embrace the unknown. From an early age, we are conditioned to seek stability. The comfort of routine provides a sense of control over our environment. When things remain the same, we feel secure, knowing what to expect. But when change occurs, that sense of control is challenged, leading to feelings of doubt and anxiety. This is why so many people choose to remain in jobs they don't enjoy, relationships that no longer serve them, or lifestyles that limit their potential. The thought of stepping into something unfamiliar seems too risky, so they stay where they are, even if it means settling for less than they truly desire. One of the biggest reasons people fear change is the possibility of failure. When venturing into unknown territory, there is always a chance that things won't go as planned. Failure can be disappointing and even painful, but it is an essential part of growth. Every successful person has encountered failure at some point. In fact, many of the world's greatest innovators and leaders have experienced setbacks before achieving success. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb, yet he viewed each failure as a step closer to success. If he had let fear hold him back, the world might have had to wait much longer for one of its most important inventions. Another reason people resist change is the fear of judgment. Society often places expectations on individuals, creating an invisible set of rules about what is considered acceptable or respectable. Those who dare to break away from these norms often face criticism, making it even harder to take risks. The fear of what others might think can be a powerful deterrent, preventing people from pursuing their true passions or making bold decisions. However, those who achieve personal fulfillment understand that living according to someone else's expectations only leads to regret. Instead of fearing judgment, They focus on their own growth and happiness. Growth requires discomfort. Just as muscles grow stronger through resistance and exertion, individuals grow through challenges and new experiences. When someone avoids change, they also avoid opportunities to learn, adapt, and develop resilience. Facing challenges, even when they are intimidating, builds confidence and inner strength. Over time, what once seemed frightening becomes manageable, and what was once unfamiliar becomes a source of empowerment. Stepping outside of the comfort zone does not mean reckless decision-making. It means being open to new possibilities and understanding that discomfort is a sign of progress. It could be something as small as trying a new activity, speaking up in a meeting, or traveling to a place never visited before. These small acts of courage gradually build a mindset that embraces growth rather than fearing it. One of the best ways to overcome fear is to shift perspective. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, consider what could go right. Many people spend so much time worrying about failure that they forget to think about the potential rewards. The unknown is not always something to fear. It can also bring opportunities that would never have been possible by staying in the same place. A person who hesitates to take a new job because they fear change might be missing out on a career that brings them greater fulfillment. Someone who avoids learning a new skill because they worry they won't be good at it may never discover a hidden talent. The truth is, no one ever truly knows what the future holds. Life is unpredictable, and trying to control every outcome is an impossible task. The only certainty is that change will continue to happen, whether we like it or not. The choice lies in whether we resist it or embrace it. Those who welcome change as an opportunity for growth are the ones who thrive. They understand that while fear may never completely disappear, it does not have to dictate their decisions. Instead of letting fear hold them back, they use it as fuel to push forward. Looking back on life, people rarely regret the things they tried. More often, they regret the chances they didn't take, the risks they avoided, and the dreams they left unfulfilled. Growth comes from movement, from daring to do something different, from stepping into the unknown with the belief that even if things don't go as planned, they will learn something valuable in the process. Change is not the enemy, fear is, and the only way to truly conquer fear is to face it head-on, knowing that beyond it lies the potential for something greater than ever imagined. Change is inevitable. Change is an unavoidable reality of life. It influences individuals, businesses, and entire societies in ways both subtle and profound. Whether we welcome it or resist it, change shapes our experiences, challenges our perspectives, and forces us to adapt. From the moment we are born, we are subject to continuous transformation physically, mentally, and emotionally. The world around us also evolves, with technological advancements, social shifts, and economic fluctuations redefining the way we live and work. Understanding the inevitability of change and learning how to embrace it can make a significant difference in how we navigate life's challenges and opportunities. The natural order of change. Change is deeply embedded in the fabric of nature. The seasons shift, tides rise and fall, and life follows a cycle of birth, growth, decay, and renewal. Just as we expect the sun to rise each day, we must also expect that nothing remains static. Even in our own personal lives, we see evidence of change everywhere. As children, we grow into adulthood, taking on new responsibilities and perspectives. Our interests evolve, our relationships transform, and our goals shift. Even our bodies are in a constant state of renewal, with cells dying and regenerating every second. Similarly, history shows us that societies are never stagnant. Empires rise and fall, cultures evolve, and technological innovations redefine how people connect and communicate. The Industrial Revolution changed the way goods were produced. The Internet revolutionized access to information, and artificial intelligence is now reshaping industries across the world. In each of these cases, change was not an option, it was a reality that individuals and societies had to confront. Those who adapted thrived, while those who resisted often struggled. Why do people fear change? Despite its inevitability, change often instills fear. This fear stems from the uncertainty that comes with stepping into the unknown. People are creatures of habit. We find comfort in routine because it provides stability and predictability. Change disrupts this sense of security, making us feel vulnerable. One common reason people resist change is fear of failure. When we step into unfamiliar territory, we risk making mistakes, which can be uncomfortable or even embarrassing. However, failure is often a stepping stone to success. Many of history's greatest achievements were born out of repeated failures. Thomas Edison, for example, made thousands of unsuccessful attempts before perfecting the light bulb. If he had feared change and given up, modern electrical lighting might have been delayed significantly. Another reason people resist change is the illusion of control. When things remain the same, we feel like we have control over our environment. Change challenges that illusion, reminding us that many factors in life are beyond our command. However, embracing change does not mean losing control. It means learning how to adapt and make the best of new circumstances. The positive side of change. While change can be daunting, it also brings growth, progress, and opportunity. Every major personal or professional breakthrough comes from stepping outside our comfort zones. The most successful individuals and organizations are those that view change not as a threat but as an opportunity for innovation. Consider the business world. Companies that fail to evolve often find themselves obsolete. Blockbuster was once a dominant force in the video rental industry, but its refusal to adapt to digital streaming led to its downfall, while companies like Netflix, which embraced change, thrived. This example highlights a crucial lesson: resisting change can be more harmful than the change itself. On a personal level, embracing change allows for self-improvement. Learning new skills, meeting new people, and facing new challenges help us grow. Change forces us to think differently, solve problems, and develop resilience. Those who embrace it become more adaptable, confident, and open-minded. How to embrace change. 1. Shift your perspective. Instead of seeing change as a disruption, view it as a natural progression. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Or how can this situation help me grow? A positive outlook can make a world of difference. 2. Stay adaptable. Flexibility is key in an ever-changing world. Be willing to adjust your plans, learn new skills, and explore different opportunities. The ability to pivot is often what separates those who succeed from those who struggle. 3. Develop a growth mindset. A psychologist Carol Dweck's research highlights the importance of a growth mindset, which is the belief that abilities and intelligence can be developed through effort and learning. Those with a growth mindset embrace challenges and view setbacks as opportunities for improvement. 4. Accept uncertainty. A life will always have unpredictable elements. Instead of fearing the unknown, focus on what you can control: your reactions, your decisions, and your willingness to learn from each experience. 5. Seek support. A change is easier to handle when you have a support system. Whether it's family, friends, mentors, or colleagues, surrounding yourself with positive influences can help you navigate transitions with confidence. Final thoughts. Change is inevitable, but it does not have to be a source of fear. Throughout history, those who have embraced change have thrived, while those who resisted it have often been left behind. Whether on a personal level or within society, adaptation is the key to progress. By shifting our mindset, staying flexible, and viewing change as an opportunity rather than a threat, we can harness its power to grow and succeed. Instead of resisting change, we should welcome it as a catalyst for personal and professional transformation. After all, change is not the enemy, it is the path to evolution and a better future. Change is inevitable, but how we respond to it is a choice. Fear and resistance hold us back, while adaptability and openness lead to growth and success. By embracing change, we unlock new opportunities and discover our true potential. The future belongs to those who welcome change with courage and curiosity. So I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, how will you choose to see change? Will you fear it, resist it, and let it hold you back? Or will you embrace it, learn from it, and use it as a tool for growth? The choice is yours. Change is not something to be afraid of, it is something to welcome, because within every change lies an opportunity waiting to be discovered. Thank you.